Think about being a lifeguard on the ocean. You sit up in the chair, and as long as things are fine, you're monitoring, you're tracking, you're seeing what's happening. But then when an emergency happens, right now you've got to go do something. Being a control room operator is very similar to that. When I was a kid, one of the things I loved to do was whenever something broke, it's like time to get the screwdriver out. How does this work? Let's take it apart. Let's figure it out. Kind of like solving a puzzle. Out of high school, one of the things that attracted me was the US Navy. It's like back then was see the world, join the Navy. They had an opportunity where if you had taken calculus, physics, other, STEM classes in high school, they would ask, do you want to learn how to operate a nuclear reactor? I served on a US submarine. And one of the things you do is you're running a full power system, except it's a much smaller scale than what we do for the New York ISO. If you had the aptitude, then you got to go into the program. From there, I ended up later joining the Navy Reserve, and through a connection at the Navy Reserve, found that the NYISO existed and was like, this sounds like a great place for me, and was able to come here and become an operator. I actually started on the operating floor in June of 2003. And we had a blackout in August of 2003. There are days here that are very challenging, a lot of things happening. We are monitoring the system all the time. We have hundreds of thousands of data points that come in and get updated every few seconds. There's a lot of information to be processed and understand, and pick out the pieces that look wrong and track that down. When someone comes in and applies to be a control room operator, one of the things we do is an aptitude test. It's just, and I don't want to say it's a simple math test. It's not that. It's things with analytical reasoning and logical thinking, critical thinking, because they're key to us being able to do our jobs. There's such a team framework of what we do and how we do it, and it's critical that they're able to do that and work together. Things that have changed with the amount of solar that is in the system now. We see it both on houses. We see larger solar facilities that come into play. The move to renewables with wind plants onshore now. You get to go home with a really good feeling that I did my part of this today, that the system is still together and people are still able to go home and turn those lights on and cook dinner. We're at the leading edge of all these changes that are happening. That's pretty exciting to be like, okay, it's changing right now around me and I get to be a part of it.